Welcome to the final edition of 2022, the Box Score. We've got 3 interviews today. Steven Jennings, the Rush Creek native. He's with the Yankees AA Organization. He's going to join us. Trey Sanders, the Smith County Owls head coach, and Jared Nave, the County head coach. And first of all, we're going to look at some Sonic of Carthage scores, Jeff Barnes, and looking at these scores, a lot of teams in a lot of different places playing.
Well, they are. This is the time of year where everybody does either host a tournament or goes out of state to experience some other teams and how they play. And there was not many places to go last week where you didn't just freeze to death.
Right. The District 7A girls scoreboard, Sonic of Carthage bringing us this. Clark Range big over Monroe County, Kentucky. That's Tompkinsville. Moore County big over Gordonsville down in the Richmond Classic, and then Red Boiling Springs continue to roll on over in the Ray County Christmas tournament. Other scores from the week, of course, we've got Gordonsville, who's played a couple of times down in Richland. They lost earlier today to Cornersville. Clark Range and Pensacola in Florida, that's got to be terrible. Red Boiling Springs, you know, Jeff, when you look at Red Boiling Springs girls, they may be the team to beat out of District 7A.
I think you and I have talked about them, and yeah, I think they look like they could be head and shoulders above everybody, but you know, still don't count anybody out because you never know on any given night.
Clay County, Clark Range, Gordonsville, these other teams going to have something to say about that before it is over. Go ahead and look at boys scoreboard, Sonic of Carthage, District 7A, Pensacola, Florida, Clark Range boys loses by 2. Then Pickett County also loses by 2 over at the Ray County Christmas Invitational at Ray County High School to Hardin Valley. Gordonsville boys getting ready to start later today on Wednesday up in the border battle at Coach Greg Bibbs' alma mater. He's going back there. Clark Range plays in the losers bracket down in Pensacola, Florida. Pickett County also in the losers bracket over at Ray County, and then Clay County boys at the Wayne County Kentucky Classic. Go ahead and look at some more scores. First from District 6AA, Westmoreland girls up at the Lady of the South Invitational, and that's up at Scottsville, Kentucky at Allen County High School. They get the win over Davies County, Kentucky. And this Westmoreland team with Coach Perry, once again, Jeff, looks to be poised to make a deep run in the postseason.
I think so too, and then, you know, they're just keeping themselves fresh playing in this tournament in Kentucky, and they've already got their first victim.
Smith County down there on the bottom, they won earlier today in the Bobcat Classic down in Hilton Head, South Carolina. Westmoreland plays back up at Scottsville, and then Watertown hosting that Aflac Christmas Classic where there are 24 teams at 3 different venues at Watertown High School, and then the auxiliary gym, which is there adjoining the high school, and then the former Watertown High School, which is now the middle school gym. So there's games at 3, 4:30, 6, and 7:30. So if you want to watch basketball wall to wall and see a lot of different teams from all over the state of Tennessee, from East Tennessee to West Tennessee, then you need to be in Watertown for the next 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Some very good basketball there, and it's worth the drive in or around the area.
For sure. Also on the Sonic of Carthage District 6AA boys scoreboard, of course, Watertown and Smith County, both down at the Aflac Christmas Classic being held there at Watertown. Westmoreland at the Good Pasture Christmas Classic. Go ahead and look at some more scores from girls action. District 7 AAA, Sonic of Carthage scores. McMinn Central big over DeKalb County, Cumberland County over Woodmont, South Carolina, down at Pensacola, Florida. But McMinn Central, a team that traditionally makes a long run in postseason play.
Yeah, they do, and you know, and that's, you know, unfortunate for, you know, the Lady Tigers. You know, that's a tough one right there. Of course, the Maryville tournament, a lot of good teams in that tournament as well.
Livingston at Independence, Upman down at Greenville, Ladies Classic, White County down in Sandestin. Hope Coach Dodgen doesn't sunburn his head. Cumberland County at Pensacola, beach blowout. And, you know, it's got to be tough to play in those Florida regions.
Oh, you know, you feel for them, but you wish you could kind of be down there with them. Hey, congratulations to Cumberland County getting a win over Heritage today.
Of course, you had the York girls, I think, that beat White County there in the finals of the tournament that was held last week. So, when you look at York girls, not a lot of players, much like Red Bowling, 7 or 8 players, 9 on their roster, but yet they continue to play good basketball, solid basketball, and no doubt, got a great chance probably to get to Murfreesboro.
I think so. And they're going to be tough come region time, so everybody needs to be on their A game.
For sure. Let's go ahead and look at some more scores from the boys' side of the docket on District 7 AAA. Sonic Carthage bringing us those as Upman gets the win over Mount Pleasant. Stone Memorial continues to roll up in Maryville over Sequoia, and then Ray County a close win over Macon County. Macon County, a team under first-year head coach Michael Owen, continues to try to put the squeeze on you. They don't play with a shot clock. They try to protect the basketball. They want a low-scoring affair, and that probably gives them their best opportunity to win.
That's one thing Coach Owen talked about. He says that, we're not going to try and get into a run and gun with you. We're going to try and slow you down. That's what he wants to do. Keep it low scoring and try and beat you. And that's a big difference from last year to this year. More poise.
Right. And when you look, a very tough District 7 AAA to compete for Macon County, but I think Coach Owens is just trying to take baby steps right now and get his Tiger squad to where they can be competitive, keep it a low-scoring game, and hopefully still a win or two here and there.
Yeah, you never know. They could do it. I mean, they went 0 for 12 last year, but they could very well do it. Stone Memorial continuing to roll with a big win over Sequoia, but I think Macon County moves to a new district next year.
That's true, and no doubt that'll have to help the Tigers as far as being competitive, because it's a very tough when you look at Upman and Stone and Cumberland, all the teams, Livingston and all those teams. That's a tough game, night in and night out. Let's go ahead and look as we look at the scoreboard. You've got Upman down at Richland, the same place that Gordonsville girls are at. Stone Memorial, as we said, up at Maryville. White County down in Panama City. That's got to be awful tough for the boys to go down there. Livingston going down to Watertown Christmas Classic, and when you look at that Aflac Classic, it's preset on the teams that you play, but there is some very strong teams in that, Jeff.
Boy, there is, and a lot of the District 7 AAA teams playing in there. So it's good for anybody that wants to see how the district is looking in 7 AAA. Go down to Watertown and look at some great basketball. And you mentioned earlier 3 different places that you can go check out basketball down in Watertown.
And then Macon County over at the Ray County Christmas tournament. Of course, that's a pretty good trip over to Dayton from Lafayette. But I think it's good about getting team bonding, and I think that's one reason these coaches go on these tournaments where they go far away. We'll have a look at some interview with Steven Jennings when we return, as you're watching the Box Score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
From payroll and bookkeeping to expert tax preparation and advice, H&R Block is ready to work for you. For the year-round services you need and the one-on-one attention you deserve, partner with H&R Block Business Services. You focus on your business, we'll handle the books. Call today to make an appointment with our Carthage, Smithville, or Woodbury office. H&R Block Business Services, helping your business prosper with a unique combination of services, expertise, and convenient locations.
Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville is hiring. We have open positions for master, certified, and experienced heavy-duty maintenance techs, maintenance supervisor, entry-level and experienced miners and exploration infill drillers, grade operator, electricians, laboratory and metallurgical technician, senior metallurgist, and more. We offer competitive wages, excellent benefits, PTO, holiday pay, exceptional 401k, and lots more. Make the most of your future and your career. Join the excellent team at Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works. And it's how we do business at DTC. You can count on us for internet, TV, and phone, backed by local support.
For a limited time, get 1 month free when you add or upgrade your internet package. Enjoy internet speed that can keep up with all you do.
DTC. We're working hard to be a good neighbor.
And welcome to the Box Score. Jeff Barnes along with Terry Collins. And I know it's not springtime yet, but a guy that we're blessed to have today, Steven Jennings, a Brush Creek native, a DeKalb County graduate, played for Somerset, New Jersey in the Yankees AA team. Steven, congratulations. I know you were excited about y'all's championship.
Yeah, thank you. That was a really fun experience. We had a really good group of guys really all year long, because the main group of guys that were there on opening day in April were there with us on September 28th whenever we clinched the championship. So it was just a fun group to be around really the whole year. All of us got along really well, and we won a lot of baseball games. So it was a really, really fun year.
Now, Steven, I don't want to compare and contrast here, but I know the championship was great, but you had an event here happened a couple of weeks ago that was probably pretty special in your life. Mary and Chelsea up at Baxter, and I know that you're excited about getting family life started now.
Yeah, that's right. Baseball, it's obviously a big part of my life, but, obviously Mary and Chelsea, that's been that was great. And, I'm really just looking forward to, growing old with her. So.
And having about 8 little kids like Jerry Lynn had, right? Your mom-in-law?
I don't know about 8, maybe 2 or 3.
Right, I got you. Steven, I know being in the situation you're in AA, Somerset's a long way from Brush Creek. The furthest I guess you've been during your minor league tenure, you started with the Pirates, then got traded to the Yankees. Do you think that's been a positive move, getting now playing for the Yankees versus the Pirates? Pros and cons?
Definitely, I think it was a good move for me. Last year, like I said, obviously we won the championship, which is always the main goal, is to win. But also in the minor leagues, the ultimate goal is to make it to the big leagues, and you're just trying to get better every day, every year that you can. And this year, the Yankees are a little bit more advanced when it comes to all the analytics and the computer side of the game. And I was able to make some changes this year through that. And I was able to throw just change my grip on my slider a little bit that made a world of difference. And, really diving into that part of it a little bit more with the Yankees than the Pirates did definitely paid off and helped me to have by far the best year of my career so far.
Steven, I know you was drafted by the Pirates. Talk about your time in that organization, and how does it feel to be in an organization like the Yankees that with their historic history?
Right. Definitely the Pirates. I'm grateful that they were the ones that gave me the opportunity to get into pro ball and gave me a shot. And I made some really good friends along the way with the Pirates and met some really awesome people. But it is a little bit different saying that you play with the New York Yankees as opposed to the Pittsburgh Pirates, because, the Yankees are probably the most well-known sports team in the world, I would say. So it's definitely a little bit cooler to say that you play for the New York Yankees than it does any other team.
Steven, when you're looking at your progress, you're at the AA level. Tell us what going forward, when you get started here, we call it the spring, but it'll be winter. I know you're throwing now. Tell us the timeline of schedule of that according to what you've got to do from now till when spring training starts and when it starts.
Yeah, so right now, like I said, just throwing and lifting weights, trying to get ready for spring training. Spring training most of the time starts middle of February, late February, into March. So then we'll be down in Tampa, Florida, and for the whole month of March, basically. And then I think opening day for the minor league season is April the 4th, if I'm not mistaken. And but you never really know where you're going to be. I mean, there's guys traded around, called up, called down, literally every day. So you really don't know where you're going to be at going into a new season until after spring training.
Steven, if you happen to get called up to the Yankees during the 2023 season at Yankee Stadium, tell me what you're going to be feeling that day.
That'll probably be a whirlwind of emotions. I'd have to find a way to get, obviously Chelsea, my parents. We might have a whole section of Yankee Stadium rented out from people from Smith County and DeKalb County. But, I think that, obviously it would be a dream come true. But I don't even know how I would feel. I don't even know if I would be able to feel my body or anything. I think I would just be so excited.
Steven, when you look at your career, mostly been spent in the bullpen, a little as a starting pitcher, now more as a short reliever, and sometimes a closer occasionally. What is your favorite role?
This year, like you said, last year was my first year in the bullpen, so they kind of the Pirates kind of eased me into the role a little bit, just trying to get used to it or get my feet wet. And then whenever I got to the Yankees, our pitching coach, the first day in AA, he was like, I'm going to use you anytime that I can until we figure out what role suits you best. And I said, I'll throw anytime you give me the ball. And then as the season progressed a little bit, we had a guy named Carson Coleman who was really our closer. And but I was always the guy that threw. I would come in and get like one out of the 7th inning if there was guys on, and then I would throw the 8th to set up for him to close the game. And I really liked that because, obviously whenever I would come into situations, it was always high leverage, guys on base with us with a 1-2 run lead. So I always liked coming into those kind of like those pressure situations and being able to get us out of a jam.
Steven, I noticed last year there was about a 10, 11 game stretch there where your ERA was under 1. I know that you, I guess to coin a phrase from basketball or football, you got in the groove. What in particular was it that was working so well for you to really drop your ERA?
At that time, that was kind of because I didn't start make the slider change until maybe a month into the season. And then probably for a month, it was just trying to get used to throwing it in games because I could make it move a lot, but my command with it wasn't as good because sometimes I would throw it so far out of the zone that it wouldn't even get anywhere near a swing. But then whenever I finally figured out how to throw where I wanted to and being able to use my other pitches to set it up a little bit, I think that was really like the turning point. And then once I figured out that I could make a lot of guys swing and miss on it, I think my confidence just was through the roof. And every time I went in the game, I could think that I could strike out the side every inning I pitched. So I definitely think just probably the slider adjustment and then a little bit of confidence got built on top of that.
Steven, not much, kind of going away from baseball a little bit. One of the things that I saw what you used to do a lot, and that was do some hunting. Any good hunting grounds up in Pennsylvania when you was there?
Actually, I was teammates with a guy that was from somewhere I don't remember where it was in Pennsylvania, but me and him, we talked about hunting all the time. Every day he'd come in and he would say, look at this picture I got of this deer. Look at this picture I got of this deer. So, it was like an everyday thing. So there definitely is some good hunting up there, but I just don't know the exact spot.
Steven, when you look, I know it took a while probably to get used to. You had been more in the southern region or southeast region, and then you go to the northern part of the country. I guess the only thing that you really, really liked was in the state of New Jersey, you can't pump your own gas. It has to be pumped by the attendant. I guess you like that pretty good, right?
Actually, a funny story. Whenever we left spring training, he was actually with me, and we drove all the way to New Jersey for open day. And after we got there, obviously I needed some gas, like maybe the second or third day we were there. And we pull up to the gas station, and I'm like, and I get out just to obviously pump gas like we do around here. And this guy walked up to me and he was like, "What can I help you with?" And I said, "Nothing. I'm all right. Like I'm good." And he was like, "No. Like, what kind of gas do you need?" And I said, "Do what now?" And he said, "Yeah." He was like, "We're going to pump your gas. So you have to just give them your credit card and they pump the gas for you. You just tell them what you want. They do it for you. You don't even have to get out of the truck." So it was a little bit different. And then obviously whenever I got back here, it was a little bit different of having to pump my own gas. So it's just, yeah, I never even had heard of that or anything. So it was definitely a little bit of a shock when I got there.
I think that's a state law in New Jersey, if I remember right. Tell us what the situation is going to be now with Chelsea being, I know she's finishing up dental hygiene school, and you will go back to Somerset or that area. If you stay at AA, or if you went to AAA, it'd still be kind of, in the northeast part of the country. But I know that's going to be a little bit different. Yes, when you were engaged, she came early and often and several times to see you. But now that you're married, is there any plans for her to relocate up there with you during your the rest of your career?
We've talked about it a little bit, but we haven't actually fully decided yet. Once she gets done with school, obviously we'll talk about it a little bit more, but we don't exactly know for sure yet.
Well, Steven, how exciting is it for you to live in your great-grandmother's old house there in Brush Creek, right next to your grandmother, and then right below your mom and dad? I know that they're awfully excited, and surely you can get some free meals out of that.
Oh, yeah. Anytime I ever need a free meal or anything, all I got to do is walk right across the yard to go to my grandma's house. But, anybody that knows me or knows our family knows that me and my grandma have always been extremely close. So it's definitely fun being able to be right there beside her and seeing her as much as I get to.
I think the most I've seen her smile is the day of your wedding up at Baxter. I went up and spoke to her, and I told her, I said, "Now, Grandma, try to be as calm as possible." And then after Chelsea makes her 5 or 6 minute speech, which she pre-taped as everybody's walking down the aisle, I look over there and she is bawling. I mean, just like everybody else in the entire venue. But congratulations on being in the Yankees organization. We hope you get to the big show one of these days. And congratulations on your new bride, and best of luck, Steven Jennings.
All right. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it.
And we'll take a break, and we'll be back with more. And we'll remind you, you're watching The Box Score.
Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville is hiring. We have open positions for master, certified, and experienced heavy-duty maintenance techs, maintenance supervisor, entry-level and experienced miners and exploration infill drillers, grade operator, electricians, laboratory and metallurgical technician, senior metallurgist, and more. We offer competitive wages, excellent benefits, PTO, holiday pay, exceptional 401k, and lots more. Make the most of your future and your career. Join the excellent team at Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville.
Preston Brothers Construction knows what it takes to get your next building project completed the right way and the way that you want it done. As a licensed, bonded, and insured general contractor serving Woodbury and surrounding counties, you can trust Preston Brothers to put their many years of experience to work for you. For help with the design, construction, or management of your next residential or commercial building project, there's only one team to call: Preston Brothers Construction, 615-563-2885.
Here's normal internet speed. Here's the gig difference. Average speed, gig. Not enough speed, gig speed. With gig internet from DTC, everything's different. Video streaming is a breeze. Music and photos fly. And gaming gets real. With no data limits. That's the gig difference. Call or visit DTC online and get your gig today.
Here with Smith County Owls head coach Trey Sanders. And Coach Sanders, I know it's not been the season you wanted thus far. I think you're 4-9, 25-win season a year ago. Only lost one player, but a very integral piece of the puzzle in Dennis West that did a lot of different things for you.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And, and it's like you said, it's one of those things to where it's important to, be able to start the season, on a positive note and to be ahead and, to win games early. And same thing with just our ball games. We've been trying to do the same thing with our ball games, but it always seems like we're having to play from behind. And that's just hard to overcome. But, when you lose a player, MVP type caliber like Dennis West, that's hard to replace. And then with the fact that when you come in and coming in from the football season, that we've got 4 guys that 3 that start and 1 that plays, that they're not ready to go, and then they're having to sit out because of injuries, and it's just hard to overcome early on. We played well in some games, and probably could have won a couple more games than what we had. We let a couple slip away, and had some games in which that we played from behind to only to catch up and to fall short in the end. So it's good that some of these younger guys are getting opportunities to play, and hopefully that we can get these other guys back, especially starting here in the first part of the year in January when we open up district play. That some of these guys then that have been playing now will be able to step in and help us when we get these other guys back on the floor.
Coach, when you look at your team, a couple of players that have stepped up big and have continued to got to step up big for you is a pair of seniors in Matthew Sinclair and Taylor Lane Dickerson. Taylor Lane, of course, got a tremendous range, knocks down the 3-ball well for you. I know it's imperative that they score for you until you can get all the pieces of the puzzle back in, going and healthy.
It is, and most of those guys have. They've done extremely well. It's one of those things to where that, with us our size and kind of still playing the same type of style we did last year, that, our three-point shots, a lot of our game. And but one of the things that we've kind of had to come back and kind of adjust, actually our last couple of games, I thought we've done a much better job of like a little bit more ball control. We haven't had as many turnovers and our shot selection. We've not been rushing so many threes, which Taylor Lane does. He shoots the ball extremely well from out there. Matthew Sinclair does too as well. But I think more pressure has been. I think they put more pressure upon themselves, thinking that they're going to have to do that, which they do. They have to be able to score when our inside game just isn't quite as strong as what it has been, and so that allows teams to extend their pressure on us. And we were forcing shots, I thought, early on. But I think over the course of the last couple of games, we've shot the ball a little bit better. Our shot selection's been better. And we've kind of tweaked some things a little bit on our offensive side. So hopefully that's going to help us moving forward.
Coach, you fell short against Gordonsville about a couple of weeks ago, losing by 3.
Me of that, didn't you?
Sorry about that. But I know it's no, that's okay. That's okay, Coach. Tough loss against Gordonsville, but you've had some time off. You've got the shootout in Watertown for the next few days. Do you think this break came at a good time for you guys?
Well, it did, in the fact that it's given Peyton Hicks, a couple more weeks to kind of get rested. He tried to come back and play the first game against Lawrenceville and played well. I believe he led us in scoring in that game, thinking back. And for not having done anything at all, he played extremely well. But then it just he wasn't able to go anymore after that. And so he's been shut down. So letting him get rested up a little bit more. Bryce Curry still nursing a wrist injury. He's a big part. Not a big scorer, but just defensively, knowing what to do out there on the floor and to keep other players in line as far as what we're trying to do defensively and strong enough and physical enough to be able to rebound with bigger people. He does a lot for us. So having those guys back in there, giving them some extra rest, and then just the mindset of, all right, that game's over with. Let's put it behind us, and we've had some time off now to prepare and get ready for these games this week. It's good to get a little time off, but it's always good to get back into the gym and play, especially if you're playing well. If you're not, if you're kind of struggling a little bit, then you want to have that opportunity to just go back over some things, maybe look at some things you're not doing quite so well, or some things that you are doing well, and continue to work on those things.
Coach, also Johnny Lida not with you. Any timetable on his possible return? I know that you hadn't had him all year. He was an integral starter from a year ago.
Oh yeah, that's when he's one of those that started and played a lot since his freshman year, and to not have him, he's another playmaker type that is able to get to the basket, make some good moves inside, and finish and distribute the ball well to others. So when you take another piece of that puzzle out, that's you're having to find a replacement somewhere, and but as for Johnny, news isn't good on him. He's going to be having some surgery. Sometime here around the first of the year, and he'll be done for the season.
Coach, when you look at your team, last year you won a lot of close ball games. I counted back there at one stretch. Out of a 10-game stretch, 8 of those were by 5 points or less, and in 7 of those you won. It seems like this year it's hard for your team to get over the hump and win that close game.
It is, and that's one of the things that we talked about last year too, was about how that we felt like we had grown and gotten to the point that we learned how to win those games. That the previous year, when those guys were like mostly sophomores, we were always coming up short. And this year, it's kind of we're back to that again, to where I think a lot of it playing from behind, using all your energy and everything you have to get back into a game, and then not being able to finish. As to where, like you said, last year we were able to win those games. This year we've not found a way to do that yet. And again, so some of that comes with some of the maybe more inexperienced players that we've got out there now. But at the same time, they're learning as we go, and they're getting better. And I'm hoping that, again, with the types of the schedule that we've played, I feel like we've played a pretty good schedule to help get us ready for district play. And that's what I told them after the Lawrenceville game a week or so ago, that I'm disappointed that we didn't win those games, but at the same time, it's all about what we do in district play. It's all about what we do in January, getting everything ready for February. And so we still have a lot of positives, and try to keep them upbeat as much as you can. Kids are kids, and they can get down on themselves pretty quick. And so we're just trying to remain positive and just know that we still have a lot of basketball left to play.
Coach, you got district coming up next Friday. You started off with Cannon County at home. How excited are y'all ready to get into district play?
Oh yeah, we are. We still, we're even with where we are right now. We feel like that we can compete. We feel like we can compete with the players that we have, and if we can get Peyton Hicks back out there on the floor, we think that's a big key. Knowing that we're not going to have Johnny Lida coming back, we have to just move forward with that. But knowing that if we can get the presence of another post player inside that can score and that can defend and rebound for us, that kind of just changes the mindset of the kids. They know they're comfortable with Peyton out there on the floor, and they know that's another piece that we have to have. And it's just one of those things that the confidence level just rises. When he was out there in practice with us just the other day, you could just kind of sense that they were just playing with a little bit more aggressiveness, and that they were being a little bit more physical on both offensive and defensive sides of the ball.
Coach, when you look, it's only 4 teams in your district, and a lot of that's going to be unknown this year. Of course, Gus Davenport gone now from Cannon County. Watertown under a first-year head coach. You got Westmoreland under a first-year head coach. They played an awfully tough schedule, and some people believe that Westmoreland may be the team to beat, although they were 4th, I think, a year ago. But when you look at that, I think it's kind of a wide-open district 6AA race.
Yeah, and we did, and like you said, with Westmoreland and Coach Adams, the job she does up there, and the transfer her son to come in, be a big kid, kind of changes some of the things that they do. And they've got a couple of key players back from last year as well, and they're playing well. But at the same time, again, you can compare scores all you want to, but you know as well as I do, it's just a difference from one night to the next. And if they're making shots, if they're not making shots, and taking care of the ball. But we feel like that we can compete with them. I think that our post players are maybe a little bit stronger, more physical than what they are, and can get up and down the floor a little bit better than what they can. So we'll try to take advantage of that when we play them. Kind of the same thing with Cannon County. They got basically 3 players that we need to try to focus on trying to stop, and with the Armstrong kid and the Winters kid, and then I forget the other boy's name, the number 10, I believe. What's that?
I think it's Antonio Jones, the inside kid.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And so, they've got 3 guys that, again, we're going to have to try to slow down. And it's one of those things, if we can kind of control the ball, do a better job of that, and control the tempo of the game, and try to make some of these teams, not beat us in transition. We haven't done a very good job early on of defending in transition, but if we can make those teams do a better job of just making them play a half-court game, we like our chances. So, for us, it's, again, no secret for us. We got to try to get up and down the floor with it a little bit quicker. We got to do a better job of staying spaced. That's one of the things we worked on the last couple of days, as well as just spreading the floor and staying spaced and giving our guys opportunities to try to get to the basket in transition and just take better care of the ball. But if we do those types of things, and not to leave out Watertown, I mean, they've got the Spradlin boy that pretty much does everything. For them, I think he had 34 the other night against Lawrenceville, and it's slow down the ones that that's going to try to beat you and take care of the ball for us and let the chips fall where they may. And then I think we still got a real good shot at being able to compete for the district championship. And not only that, with us hosting the tournament at our place this year, that should give us just a little bit more incentive to want to turn up the notch a little bit and play a little bit harder and more aggressive.
Well, Coach Trey Sanders, we appreciate you visiting with us. Good luck down in the Aflac Classic down at Watertown. I know you've got your first game a little bit later today against Portland, a very good big team for the Panthers. Then you've got a very tough team in Columbia Academy. And then you've got Jellicoe, a team that you saw didn't play, but you saw up at the Pickett County Thanksgiving Classic. So best of luck to you in the Owls.
Thank you very much, Terry. We appreciate you guys calling and talking with you today.
We'll take a break and be back with more. You're watching The Box Score, presented by Carthage Safeway.
What is your emergency?
I think I'm being robbed.
Sir?
These big home security guys want way too much money from me.
Let's connect you to a local company right away.
It's a crime what big national companies charge for home security.
For just $49.99, get a system with a touch keypad, 3 window or door sensors, motion detector, key fob, and standard installation.
Help is on the way, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Switch now and save. Call or visit DTC Security online today.
Preston Brothers Construction knows what it takes to get your next building project completed the right way and the way that you want it done. As a licensed, bonded, and insured general contractor serving Woodbury and surrounding counties, you can trust Preston Brothers to put their many years of experience to work for you. For help with the design, construction, or management of your next residential or commercial building project, there's only one team to call: Preston Brothers Construction, 615-563-2885.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
Preston Brothers Construction knows what it takes to get your next building project completed the right way and the way that you want it done. As a licensed, bonded, and insured general contractor serving Woodbury and surrounding counties, you can trust Preston Brothers to put their many years of experience to work for you. For help with the design, construction, or management of your next residential or commercial building project, there's only one team to call: Preston Brothers Construction, 615-563-2885.
From payroll and bookkeeping to expert tax preparation and advice, H&R Block is ready to work for you. For the year-round services you need and the one-on-one attention you deserve, partner with H&R Block Business Services. You focus on your business, we'll handle the books. Call today to make an appointment with our Carthage, Smithville, or Woodbury office. H&R Block Business Services, helping your business prosper with a unique combination of services, expertise, and convenient locations.
Here with head coach Jared Nave of the County Lions. And coach, I know it's your first year as a head coach, but you've been on that bench, it seems like, since you graduated from over there.
Yeah. When of course, I had left a couple years, and I went over there and helped Matt Rigsby for, I think it was 5 years. Then he left and went to Siegel, and I helped Carlos Smith for a year. And then been at Siegel the last 3 years assistant coaching. So, then I'm back. So, I guess I've been in that second chair for seems like forever, but yeah.
Coach, I've been very impressed with your team. I got to see them against both games against DeKalb. The first one, a very emotional win for you on a last-second shot at home. Had to give you a good shot, boost of energy and enthusiasm and confidence getting the win over a very talented DeKalb County game when you played them at home.
Oh, absolutely. They're obviously pretty well coached. Joey does a pretty good job, and that's his first year over too, but he's got them going. Their record's really good. They got a good squad, had a lot of guys returning. It just happened to align that one night. We had just played pretty good, and DeKalb played good too. Of course, we met them again and had a good game again, just come down the wire, and Joey and them boys made a couple extra plays than we did that night, and it was good. To be honest, I wish we could lace them up and play them a couple more times. It's always fun playing DeKalb just down the road, and of course the crowd's always into it. But yeah, absolutely, it's been fun so far, and forward to keep going. So,
Coach, it looks like at least in that second DeKalb game, a very close ball game, back and forth. Connor Close really played well for them, and I thought they did some good things. But what I was impressed, or I have been impressed with your team is, Coach, you do what you do, and you do it well. You're not that flashy, and I don't mean that as disrespectful, but offensively and defensively, you're fundamentally sound, and I know that doesn't just happen. You got to have players that way. You got to have coaches that way. And it seems like to me, you do what you do and you do it well. And I think that'll bode well once you get into 6AA play.
Sure. And as you know, any time you're in district play, everything gets ramped up. But yeah, Connor Close, man, he's one heck of a player. Obviously, he was tops on our scout report, and he did a good job of getting loose a couple times, made some incredible shots that night. He had it rolling. It was a good game. We was right there, and no, we're not much flash. We try not to do much style. We're there, and to be honest with you, I'm blessed with a bunch of kids who just play hard, and a lot of times when you play really hard, it doesn't always look pretty, and that's kind of always the message. It doesn't have to look pretty. It don't have to look sweet. We're just trying to get one more point in the other team. But that night, the Cavs had our number, and Connor Close, good player, and they just made a couple more plays than we did that night. But tried to get too discouraged. We was right there, so long way to go.
Coach, you was in Rutherford County there, Siegel, who had some good years in the mid-2000s decade, and you was over there at Laverne too. It seems like it goes in cycles as far as Rutherford County goes. One school will have a good year and then another. But it's it's not like being at home. How did it feel coming back home about 6 months ago?
Yeah, it's been really, of course, stuff just, as you said, kind of just comes and goes. And it's kind of been a little bit of a whirlwind, coming back home and getting to see some people. I saw people, but me being in Rutherford County, I didn't get to see people at the ball games and get to talk ball with some people I hadn't seen in a long time. So it's been great. It's been a lot of support. Had a lot of people reach out to me and just, supporting the team and, supporting all the kids. And it's just been awesome. Every home game, every away game, we've had good fans. And, of course, it's always been that way. But, just supporting them, and I know the kids feel that. And it's been really good. Obviously, coming back home and getting to see some people I hadn't got to talk to in a while. But, yeah, the kids, it's been fun. It's a long way to go. But obviously, district play's fixing to ramp up. So we'll hopefully that homecoming will stay coming that way. But it's been fun so far. It's been really good. So,
Coach, you got 3 players that have kind of spearheaded your scoring, and that's Armstrong and Jones. And then, of course, when you look at, I guess, one of the premier players in the district in Theo Winters, all 3 of these players have the ability to score and really have led you in that categories for most of the year. Oh, for sure. And kind of the thing we talk about, especially, you talk about scoring. A lot of times whoever's scoring the ball, they get all the credit, but the people setting the screens, making the passes, they don't really get the credit as sometimes. And so we, pretty much anytime we get a basket or something comes down, I'm like, hey, this guy gets the credit, but it gets set up by certain people. And so, I'm talking about those 3 guys, obviously Theo, Antonio Jones, AJ Armstrong. And I go down the list as we go, but these guys are playing hard. We're playing the right way. And so really they truly don't care who's scoring. We're just trying to find a way, I guess, back to the cliche, trying to get one more point than the other team. And I believe you play the right way and you play hard enough, good things come to those kind of teams. And so we're just hoping to keep going that way, and the kids keep playing that way. We'll be okay in the end. There's still a long way to go, though. So,
Coach, you started out 3-0, and then went on a little bit of a spell where the offense unfortunately wasn't there for you. But looking at your schedule, you played some tough teams. A Warren County team who you got to start 2023, who's been playing. Their record doesn't look that way under Coach Fish, but playing good ball. But you got a couple of wins against Huntland and the Tennessee Heat had to give you some good confidence in the team too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we, of course, when I got here, I didn't get much of the say in the schedule, but just got looking down the line, and all pretty big schools and good competition, good coaching. I mean, pretty much every game is just a battle of good coaching that we have to go against, and that's what's fun. And to me, it's kind of been the same message. We're cranking up. We want to play all these big teams. We're trying to get cranked up and ready for district play. And obviously, our district's going to be tough every night, as it is everywhere else. But I've been proud. I mean, our guys are fighting right to the end, no matter who we're facing. And of course, like you said, we got another opponent in Danny Fisher, Warren County, coming to town here on the next Tuesday night. So it'll be another tough test. I mean, they're good. Like you said, I know their record doesn't show, but them guys play hard over there. Danny does a really good job, and it should be another tough test for us right before we get into our district play. So looking forward to that.
Coach, there's only 4 district teams in 6AA, and the boys side this year, is kind of up in the air. You don't know when you talk to people exactly who the team to beat is. I know Cherie's got Westmoreland's Eagles playing well. Of course, I think they finished 4th a year ago. Your team, of course, won the district championship, the best I remember from a year ago. I know a lot of those players are gone. Gus Davenport, the school's all-time leading scorer, is gone. But I think you've had some players that were kind of in maybe not as big of roles that have stepped up for you this year and ready to challenge for that district championship?
Sure. You know, at the beginning of the year, kind of was assessing the roster and had a couple guys who played some pretty big minutes in that district championship game. I was kind of going back and just some bigger minutes over the year. And then after that, after a couple guys, it was kind of like, man, none of these people have much experience, but we just don't really go on excuses. It feels like we've just been playing forever already. And so we just kind of go into it, we just expect what we expect. And Westmoreland's pretty good. Smith, obviously, Watertown. Of course, three of the four teams got new coaches. So really it's hard to assess, from previous seasons, how it's going to go, because to me, everything's looking a little different. But that's what's fun in competition. I mean, to me, there's going to be no blowouts. It should be coming a grind every night. And it very well may come down the last couple minutes every night. But so it should be fun, and really excited to see how it's all going to unfold. I mean, we just play the game. We'll be here next week to start it up, and it should be fun.
Coach, when you look at your team, you're a very young team. Play some freshmen and sophomores that played meaningful minutes. And I thought against the game, in the game at Smithville against DeKalb, some of those younger players really stepped up for you and did some really good things that I think can build on their confidence in the future.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we're throwing some young guys right into the fire. There's no excuse making. You just jump out there, and we're going to do exactly what we've practiced. And, they're going to make mistakes, just as every player does. But what we're trying to teach is, when you make the mistakes, just bounce back. Don't worry about the previous mistake. Quit worrying about missed shot. Quit worrying about turning it over. Let's just learn from that and move on. But yeah, you could go right down the list. Over half our roster really is just some really young guys getting in there for some first couple or, just very few games that they haven't got to play. And so, and to their credit, they're playing hard. And like I always say, you play hard, you can make up for a lot of mistakes that you make over the course of a game and even of a season. So, yeah, we'll just keep building on that. And hopefully we're playing our best ball, around the January, February mark. So,
well, Coach Jerry Nave, first-year head coach at Cannon County, returning to your alma mater. Best of luck to you in the Lions.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me on.
And we'll take a look at some upcoming games and wrap up for this calendar year when we return on the Box Score, presented by Carthage Safeway.
From payroll and bookkeeping to expert tax preparation and advice, H&R Block is ready to work for you. For the year-round services you need and the one-on-one attention you deserve, partner with H&R Block Business Services. You focus on your business, we'll handle the books. Call today to make an appointment with our Carthage, Smithville, or Woodbury office. H&R Block Business Services, helping your business prosper with a unique combination of services, expertise, and convenient locations.
If you're a commercial driver looking for a company to call home, Huff and Puff Trucking is the company for you. Our employees are professional and dedicated individuals that take pride in what they do. We offer an outstanding pay package with a dispatch structure that maximizes your home time. To learn more about a company that knows you by name and treats you like family, call us at 1-800-965-5033 or visit our website at huffpufftrucking.com.
Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville is hiring. We have open positions for master, certified, and experienced heavy-duty maintenance techs, maintenance supervisor, entry-level and experienced miners and exploration infill drillers, grade operator, electricians, laboratory and metallurgical technician, senior metallurgist, and more. We offer competitive wages, excellent benefits, PTO, holiday pay, exceptional 401k, and lots more. Make the most of your future and your career. Join the excellent team at Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
Welcome back to the Box Score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway. And we want to thank Todd and Angela for sponsoring us, being our title sponsor this year. And Jeff Barnes, we're going to look at some upcoming games from the area. Things will get a little bit more district-oriented as we look at what's ahead for these teams. And, I guess, yes, it's important, but, what you do from the 2022 portion, in 7 AAA, I guess there's a couple of district games, but everybody else just really starting their district schedules when 2023 rolls around.
Yeah, District 7 AAA has played 2. Livingston's played 1. I'm sure they're ready to get back going as we're going to look at a little bit later on. Some of these teams next Friday, but there's still some that's still a couple of weeks away from starting district.
Looking at December the 30th on Friday, Pickett County traveling up to Kingston to play Midway. Then on Tuesday, January 3rd, you've got a couple of district games in Clark Range playing at Gordonsville, and then Clay County at Red Bowling Springs. That girls game, I think, has the potential, to be a great game. When you look at what Tara Pryor has done in her first year, don't forget, Red Bowling girls won the region a year ago. They lost in the sub-state at Macon County, and everybody in Red Bowling says it's because they played on the flat floor. But still, when you look at that, they had some talent returning. They've got some outstanding players. They do what they do, kind of like Cannon County boys. They do it well. They don't get out of their comfort zone. They play solid defense. They're very fundamentally sound. Red Bowling Springs girls, I'm telling you, they're the real deal. They have played some great teams. Have beat some really good teams and lost to some very good teams as well.
And man, what a way to kick off district play with those 2 teams. It's going to be, a battle whenever they hook up a couple of times.
Of course, Clay County has Hermitage Springs players, which is right across the line on that Macon Clay line right there on Highway 52, I think it is, when they'll travel down to Red Bowling Springs. Pickett County in a border battle there, going up to Clinton County, Kentucky to play. Let's go ahead and look at some more games that are coming up. First in District 6 AA on Tuesday night, Warren County traveling down to Woodbury to play Cannon County. I think that'll be a good measuring stick for the Lions and Coach Ashley Patrick's girls, because Warren County got 2 solid clubs.
They do. The boys team is starting to come on. They're quick, and you got to find a way to slow them down. The Warren County girls, Terry, no doubt about it, they're going to be competing with Coffee. Now, can they beat Coffee and win the district? That's going to be a tough one. But Warren County, solid, at least for the last couple of seasons under Coach Lippy.
Of course, Coffee County coach, but Joe Pat Cope, the former DeKalb County girls coach. Looking at some more upcoming games, you got District 7 AAA, 4 district games there. White County at Stone, DeKalb at Livingston, an old AA battle there. York at Cumberland County, and Upperman at Macon. And all those games, especially when you look at Upperman and Macon, the previous years when Larry White was there, that was always for battle of the top spot in AA in the state. Of course, new classification now, but those are 8 games that'll be very, very competitive.
No, very much so. Cumberland County steps out of the district. Upperman, I know that they want to get back to some winning ways after what happened with White County. White County, Stone. Stone's girls has kind of struggled, but that boys game, White County and Stone should be a good one right there. I think Stone ranked number 2.
Definitely should. We want to thank Justin Malden, as always, and our title sponsor, Carthage Safeway. And we want to wish everybody a happy new year. We'll see you in 2023. You've been watching The Box Score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway.